Hello and welcome to Columbus Local Podcast. I'm Len Damico, and this is a special guest episode. Today we have Drew Hanson.
Hi.
Hi, Drew.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here.
You know, Drew, we our theme here at Columbus Local is to primarily hang out with Columbus local musicians. So some of your friends are out there,
Yes.
performing. One, namely Tiffany Bumgarner, and she said, "Hey, you need to have Drew Hanson on the phone or on the show
On the phone?
on the podcast for a special guest episode." I'm like, okay, like Tiffany's one of those people that I don't think I could ever say no.
I probably couldn't either. The situation was right.
I mean,
She's a married woman. Never mind.
No, she is, but it's like you kind of want to help her all the time.
She's a very sweet girl.
Yeah,
My story about meeting Tiffany was like 2 years ago during the pandemic time. 2000. This thing has gone so quickly.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That we were in it, and then we were all of a sudden out of it, and none of us have processed that entire time. But this was
we're all traumatized though, still
probably, and this was during a night out with a buddy at a bar, and she was playing with the Acoustic Tramps, and I heard her voice for the first time. I was like, oh my God. And I was as far away as I am from, audience can't see this, but as far away from her as I am from you right now.
Close, yeah.
And I was like going, oh my God, that girl can belt. And then just all of a sudden I became friends with her out of that.
That's cool.
And she knew that I had the entertainer thing in me, and I can't sing a lick. Sorry, people that are listening, for a musician. I'm just kind of a DJ and regular guy.
I wouldn't say so regular. You're pretty extraordinary. I mean, just a little bit I know. You're an entrepreneur.
A little bit, yeah.
You and your DJing, I think, went to the public ear one point. What was that all about?
I was at WNCI for. I started there when I was 18 years old, and I got fired when I was 20 on the like 2 days before my 25th birthday, and it was a guy that just radio's like that. They'll hire a guy that just doesn't like you and just doesn't feel it, and then he'll feel it for somebody else. And then I got fired for a guy named Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan's a nice guy. He's good. He was an intern when I was there, and he was all about what was in his boxers, and that was the WNCI bit for a while. That was under that particular boss, and then that particular boss left, and I went back.
Oh, you went back?
I went back. I've been back 3 times.
WNCI.
Yeah, I've been back. It's the ultimate romantic comedy makeup breakup.
That's cool. So the second time you came back, like roughly how old were you?
I was 30. When I went back,
okay,
it was
so
about
round 2 was a little bit later.
It was round 2 was about 2-3 years after. No, okay, it was a couple of days before my 25th birthday. The first time I was fired. No, I was about 28.
Okay,
yeah, I was about 28, and I was only there for a year. The magic was gone. I had already moved on mentally.
What was your role at
I was on the air.
Yeah, so you were spinning the hits. You were
there's no spinning. It was a computer.
Yeah, you were pressing the buttons.
I was pressing the buttons of the
command
hits.
center.
Radio has a lot of illusions. The one is that any DJ controls the music.
No,
they don't whatsoever. You get a list, and then the computer says what you're doing, and then you have 2 or 3 breaks an hour where you talk about whatever the weather is or whatever little content you have, and that's pretty much it. A computer now does this job mostly.
Wow.
Except for the icons, like Chris Davis, the Morning Zoo. These are the icons. The third time I went back there, I was the producer for the Morning Zoo.
Oh, cool.
I was the guy behind the scenes, the guy behind the guy, and that building is so depressing.
The old Radisson Inn?
No, it's it's in Grandview. It's off of Fifth
So they've
Avenue.
moved. It's been a while since.
Yeah, no, it's there's now, I mean, last count was like 6 radio stations in that building, and WNCI is one of them. And the salespeople will come in at 9 or 10 o'clock if they even do come in, and it's a depressing. It's a mall. It's a mall that is in a small town in 2024 is radio.
Man.
And it's sad. It's really sad. Like, everybody knows it, but nobody really acknowledges it. It's radio is.
It's affected by technology and societal changes that go with the change of technology.
Yeah.
And how people consume media.
Well, I mean, you're nearly the same age as me, and we grew up that you get your hit music from
The radio. And I loved it.
An artist would release an album, and there was 12 tracks on the album, and then slowly, every 6 months, you would get a new track. You would get, and it would burn out, and then it'd be a recurrent, and then it'd come back for a little bit while the new track, and you'd get so much juice out of one album.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's Spotify
It's
and
single release.
well, the
Spotify,
but they were really elusive about the single release. Do you remember, like, when you wanted the single and it was the hottest single and you couldn't get it? You couldn't get it on a CD single. You couldn't get it on a cassette single. You had to. They were going, no, you're going to buy the whole album. You're going to buy that whole album.
Yeah.
They did that to us.
Yeah.
We have to see a therapist. They did that to us. That was a lot of trauma. That was a lot of money for me. I was a paper boy. I just wanted the one song. What do I have to do? Tape it off the radio?
So what did it entail? It's interesting. You know, you say you produced the Morning Zoo show. I mean, for how many years did you do that, Drew?
Oh, God, not even a year.
Okay.
That was the last time that I was there.
What was that job like? What was that like every day? Were you up at the crack of dawn or like way before? Like, what was it? Take us through a normal day.
Being up at the crack of dawn is normal for me.
Yeah.
But it's normal for me when I just want to be up at the crack of dawn. It's not normal for me when I have a responsibility to be up at the crack of dawn. If I'm up at the crack of dawn, normally I wake up like 3, 4 in the morning.
It was me this morning.
Yeah, I just do it.
It's an age thing, I think.
I think it's just that the world is doing other things during the day and you're distracted. You're distracted by the world doing other things and you want to be involved because everyone wants to be involved when the world is doing other. I want it, but let me in. And then when the world is sleeping and you're up, it's like this exclusive little club that you're in where you can do. Now today, there's nothing distracting me. Everybody's asleep. I can do this. And that's when I work the best. I work the best like 3, 4 in the morning.
Very cool. For me, at 4 o'clock in the morning, being in the same age bracket as you, I'm reading. I read off from my phone. I'm just reading the daily news, the stocks, the current events, and trying to educate myself on what's happening. Just do a lot of reading. I'll Facebook scroll, see what's going on locally. But I don't get my news source from Facebook.
Well, no, because you're sane. I would be terrified. I wouldn't even be here with you right now if you got your news from Facebook.
But then, then Beth, she'll get up and she's a big TV news person, so she'll start watching the morning shows, but I have quiet early morning times. If I'm not sleeping. Sometimes I'll sleep a little bit till 6, but I like those mornings. I don't know that I could produce a morning show. It's just, that's a cool job, man. It's cool that you had those opportunities.
Oh, it's only cool in title.
Media and radio,
It's only cool in title.
It's very cool.
You're how PG is this podcast?
It's rated at least R.
Okay, well, you're a bitch. You're a bitch when you're a producer. You're a bitch.
Just kicking ass all day long.
No, you're a bitch.
Oh.
You are a jobber. I even bought a shirt. Okay, so Len, I'm from the wrestling business also, and the term is called jobber. and it's the guy that goes in the ring and just gets beat by the star to make the star look good. That's what being a producer is.
Really?
You're a jobber.
Geez.
You just do the dirty work. You do
all this shit nobody else wants to do or can do or will do.
That
has to be done.
Which is fine if you've never had a past where you are somebody.
Right.
And you wouldn't even be interviewing me if I wasn't a little somebody.
You're a Columbus personality, Drew. It's awesome.
And I was nothing at that. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep doing this. It's money. It's good. It's good money. It's all right money. It's not that great money. But I swear to God, if they do not put me in that softball game, because my biggest passion is baseball, and I wanted to play in Huntington Park, and I wanted to jack a softball out of that fucking park. Because I know I could. I know I'd get meat from a pitcher, and I knew I could just. I knew I knew I could jack a softball out of that park, and I wasn't famous enough to be put in the game. And that was the moment I quit.
Those black-hearted bastards.
That was the moment I quit.
Oh.
I said, if I don't play in that softball game.
So you threw that out there for yourself, and then
I told Kelsey.
Okay.
Kelsey's the heart and soul of that show.
Yep.
And I said to her, I've
never met her, but I've listened to her.
Oh God, no, dude. That girl has the most beautiful heart of any human being I've ever met in my life. And I told her, I go, if I don't get put in that softball game, I'm done. And she goes, Are you really done? Are you bluffing? No. If I don't get put in that softball game, I'm done. And I wasn't.
It was your decision.
I'm not going to say. And by the way, all of this now is fine. This is a year ago. All this now, I'm fine with that show. Everything's great. They have another one coming up. Congrats.
Yep.
I could still jack that ball out of that park.
You should show up and do it. Just do it.
Wait, I can't do a run-in.
Why not?
What, do I just jump on the field?
Make a deal with Kelsey.
I think that's just for streakers. I think when you just jump on the field. No, but that hurt. That hurt a lot.
I'm sorry, man.
But
I feel you. I do. I feel it.
But it was just that you're not famous enough.
Oh, dude.
You're not famous enough to jack a ball out of this yard. But I could have.
I know you could.
I'm such a big baseball guy.
That's cool.
Yeah,
we're gonna figure it out how we can get you to do it. How we can get you.
I don't now. I'm over it.
Okay, so
I'm over it.
So that's not even a thing for you anymore.
No.
Right.
That's so.
I'm the kind of guy.
That was me a year ago.
If somebody wants to do something, I'm gonna help make it happen. Like, do it. Like, make it happen.
Well,
even if it was at 2:00 in the morning tomorrow. Okay. Just hear me out.
I'll probably be awake.
We could, after this, we could run Walmart, grab a softball and a bat, and I'll get a glove. So just to have the whole package. And then you could hang here, and we'll get up early, and we'll walk a block north, and we just do it. I'll pitch it to you, and you just hit that ball out of that park.
You have a major flaw in this plan.
Security.
That Walmart is no longer open 24 hours.
Oh, shit.
We can't go to Walmart at 2 a.m. Walmart, that was a casualty of COVID, that we no longer have 24-hour places.
Why do I not know this?
Because you just weren't paying attention, I guess. I don't know
what it is. During COVID, even my groceries I use like when I'm working during the day, I'll do my grocery shopping on my phone, and then there's a knock at the door like an hour later, and there's all my stuff. It's pretty easy. They deliver it right here. It's awesome.
You don't get like OCD about. I mean, like
No.
if you pick a vegetable and it doesn't look right.
No.
You just let them choose.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job. They do. I haven't had a problem with that. But you know why? Because if I'm shopping produce, I'll still shop at Meijer because they get the best produce. So it's your chances of getting a bad apple.
That's accurate. Meijer actually, in hindsight, Meijer has always had the best, and they have the best hot. I don't know if you're a hot sauce guy, but Meijer has an entire shelf of just obscure hot sauces.
No, right on. Absolutely.
Meyer's not bad.
Yeah.
Are they paying for this?
No.
Well, they goddamn should.
There's no monetization.
Okay.
I've researched that. I think I know what I would do should that opportunity ever arise for this particular thing. Any monetization maybe be the next. Who knows? Currently there's no monetization. There's no anything.
Well,
it's just out of.
I can tell you from working in radio that is the worst form of advertising because they have no idea where it goes. It's just whenever I hear a commercial, I go, how do you in 2024 know where this goes? You just assume it goes to people that are listening, but you don't even know who's listening.
You don't.
We have trackable advertising now. We have Facebook. We have, even as terrible as these formats are, they're trackable. And they will say, this person clicked on this. This person is 25 to 34. This person is this. When we're at that point, oh my God, why are we still hearing commercials on radio?
I don't know.
I mean, there are still people that get. I mean,
I listen to the radio still.
I still do in my car too.
And
I don't mean to sound like I'm shitting on radio. I'm just shitting on that as an advertising venue because once we have trackable advertising,
it's facing its challenges for sure.
Oh my God, dude.
No doubt about it.
Once we have trackable advertising that it reaches this, and it doesn't just go out into the air and maybe somebody's listening. We're there. We're there on advertising.
That stuff's happening today and has been for a little while.
Yeah. That's difficult to compete with.
It is. No doubt.
But also I love radio in my car when I'm driving somewhere. It feels nostalgic. Feels old school.
It's definitely I grew up with a clock radio as a kid. QFM 96 was my thing. And I did listen to a bit of WNCI in the late 70s, early 80s, but it was mostly QFM for me.
Who was your guy in the late 70s, early 80s?
Well, they had the morning guys, Daddy Wags.
Probably somebody was not QFM. I mean NCI.
Well, I remember
probably one of them was named Dave.
Dave, yes.
You're always safe by saying somebody's named Dave.
Dave, and then
there's been several Daves.
And I remember when Kelsey came in as an intern.
Yeah,
and I think that might have been was it the mid '80s?
No, Kelsey.
Or is it the '90s?
You might be thinking of Sean
Ireland.
Sean Ireland
years were good.
Sean Ireland years were
I remember Sean.
Were the big years. But Kelsey's had her time too.
Yeah,
Kelsey's. I gotta give every bit of love in the world to this girl. She was a 23-year-old news girl and just was the most insecure girl in the world. I'm working on this show. I don't know. And that was that was my second time that I was back there. And I had the pleasure of like meeting her and getting to know her when she was starting out. And that girl, when I went back this past year, that girl runs that show. That girl is the most. That's girl,
cool, though.
That girl is a complete freaking boss.
That's awesome.
She runs that show.
She's got a future in it somewhere.
Yeah. I mean,
she really a great example of what can be done in a sense that it's what she wanted to do is to get involved in radio, and she did the internship, and look at her today. It can happen.
The funniest thing is if you ever and she's so good with listeners if you ever talk to her in a conversation, everybody's the same. Everybody's the same to her. She's just that person.
She's the girl next door.
She is the freaking girl next door.
Yep.
And every single listener, she gives time to them. She gives energy. I cannot put over enough what a girl that girl is.
Yep, no doubt about it. And there's a lot of folks in radio that have done a lot for this town.
And the opposite.
She's one of them. I always give a shout out to Christy Kemper of QFM 96. I mean, Christy, I had woken up again, my whole life. Like, I think she came in the mid 80s, if I'm not mistaken. And I was working at the time, and my clock radio would go off and Chrissy Kemper's doing her thing. And with the morning show. And for me, it was always a good, welcoming voice, for all those years. And then
people love their patterns.
And then they knew Beth. So there was an opportunity I had where I was having a little gathering before we were going out, and Christy and her husband Jim came to my place, and Beth and I were hosting that little gathering, and I really appreciate the fact that I could actually meet her for the first time face to face, and I shared with her what I just shared with you.
Yeah,
that familiarity and appreciating the fact that I finally get to actually meet her. And it was funny too, because I think she kind of said, "So you're one of our stalwart listeners, like they don't really know who necessarily all the people that have listened to them for all these years, but I've been listening to QFM since I was 14 years
you never
old,
know. You
dude.
never know. You never know. If you work in radio, you never know who actually their lives that you affected in any way, positive or negative. You never know. That's just something you just live with. You never know. When you hear it, it's fantastic, or it's terrible.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's one way or another. But you never know until they say, like, "Oh yeah, no, I know." Like what you just said about
that
how
encounter,
but how you relied on that in your pattern in life,
right?
That is radio. Radio is, dude. Chris Davis is literally one of my best friends.
That's
Chris
cool.
Davis has been at WNCI since 1988. And he's got no indication that he's winding down whatsoever.
Right.
And he's just a guy that I text every single day of my life about just what, and it's just, and it will be, today was blah, blah. But to the listener, it's just, he's part of your life.
Right.
He's
oh yeah.
Every day I rely on this person telling me this. I rely on this person saying, this is funny. This is traffic. This is, it's a service.
It's a
free
total service.
It's a free service that America still has when they're stuck in traffic and they just want to be in Columbus, Ohio. And that is the biggest mission statement I could possibly say about radio.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I love that. Do you see yourself getting involved again in that type of a media?
Absolutely not.
So you had your 3 stints, and you appreciate those experiences.
No.
And where did you go from there?
Live entertainment. I have a bingo game. I had a trivia game for a while. I lived in Chicago for 15 years. I went to Second City, the comedy school, because I didn't think I was funny enough.
So you did some comedy then?
Yeah, just not very well.
Pursued it?
I
gave it a shot?
Well, improv comedy, Second City's improv comedy, so it's not like stand-up slapstick. It's more of a journey. It's finding the humor in just generic conversations. Like Bob is running for president, and then his best friend Dave is a construction worker, and they're talking to each other. Like that's
your scene.
That's just an example of what improv comedy is. It's just, and then the comedy comes from the circumstances. It doesn't come from trying to get the comedy. It's like an organic. It's a weird art form. I was about a 6 on it out of 10 because I always just
your own self.
My own self-evaluation. I was about a 6 out of 10 on it. It was not my.
Yeah, but man, you.
But I did it.
Explored it.
But I did it.
So many people don't even get to that point.
That was the biggest thing that I.
Good for you.
I'm a graduate of Second City in Chicago, and that's one of the biggest accomplishments I ever did in my life.
That is freaking awesome, man.
At a 6.
That's okay. I mean, you did it though. You did it. It's freaking sweet.
I did, and all the funniest thing was I was 32 when I went there, and all the students that I was in class with were like 20, 21. I was the oldest guy in the class, and I bonded with them as like a guy that had been in entertainment before, because they were all just theater kids. And I just went, it's this. And I'm still friends with them. And the biggest roast that I do on them is, you're now the age that I was, you little shits. How much do you have to deal with little pieces of crap like you?
Thank God.
that are now my age. When I was, when they're now, it's just a fun way to roast classmates. But all those people, a lot of them did a lot of stuff, but it's a crapshoot. It's a dice roll. It's entertainment. We just keep doing it.
You keep doing it.
You just keep doing it.
So you graduated in Chicago. Did anything like out of the ordinary happen to you in Chicago?
I got mugged.
Did you really?
Twice.
Which side of Chicago?
North side.
So what's the reputation in North Side Chicago? Because Beth has a daughter that lives in Chicago.
We in the pre little thing we figured that out. North Side is okay. First of all, this gets a little political.
Well, you don't have to.
No, but
don't talk about anything you don't want to get.
No. It gets political because it's a narrative that on a certain political scale that Chicago is all violence and not a good place to live, and that's not true. Chicago is a beautiful place to live. You just have to be aware of your surroundings, and you have to not be an idiot. The first time I was mugged, it was 4 a.m. on a Sunday night. I'm walking home from the bar. I have a 6-pack in one hand, and I have my phone in the other. I'm trying to get a girl to come over. I was stupid. I just thought Chicago, this is 6 or 8 months into living there, I thought Chicago was just a big Ohio. And a guy hooked me from the back. I thought, because I was about 100 feet from my apartment, I just thought it was my roommate screwing with me. And then I realized it was really real when he started choking. And I just went, hey, dude, just don't freaking kill me. Just, you can have whatever you want. Just don't kill me. Just don't kill me.
Yeah, dude.
And he choked me out, took everything but my keys, which I thought was kind of generous. He could have took my keys too, but I was able to get back in my place. I couldn't speak for a couple of days because he crushed my larynx.
Oh man.
But I was all right. I recovered, and then there was about 3 years that passed, and then I went to a Cubs game. And I was walking out of the Cubs game, and it was a Cubs game, you're drunk. I was walking out of the Cubs game. Both of these examples, by the way, are just me not being aware of my surroundings and being stupid. And I know, don't blame the victim, blah, blah, blah. But these were just, when you're in a city like that, you just got to always know where you are. You got to be aware of your surroundings. Yeah.
Big city.
Oh, my God, yeah. You can't be just being an idiot walking around. You're bait when you're an idiot walking around. And
then I wouldn't walk along the river at night here, even in Columbus, Ohio. It's probably not a good idea.
Well, I lived off this is pretty.
It's pretty tame compared to Chicago.
I mean, I have the Citizen app, so I see some weird things that do pop up that happen in Columbus.
They do.
But usually, I think that's somebody. That's not just somebody just walking. That's a thing that was already going on. That was some sort of premeditated, we don't like this person, there's a gang thing, there's a whatever. That's pretty much what or road rage. The second one is road rage. Road rage is pretty big here, and let's be honest, this is a city of terrible drivers.
It is.
But the second time, I was walking out of Wrigley, and I lived on a back street, and just a guy just implied he had a gun. I didn't see the gun. And then I just handed everything over, and within a week I went, it's time to go back to Ohio.
And you came back to Ohio?
Within a week, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude.
My dad's I love my dad, and we haven't always had the best relationship, but we do now. And my dad's 70 whatever years old, and time starts to become very important that you have. You don't want to have regrets and all that stuff.
No, you don't. I get that. But good for you on that front too.
Yeah, no, he never shot me.
What did you do in Columbus then when you came back?
The bingo thing.
Yeah, so what is the bingo thing?
The bingo thing is very stupid and goofy, and I appreciate everyone who enjoys it and gets the joke. It's bingo, but it's a very different version of bingo. If you screw up, you have to ride a tricycle.
Really?
If you, I give everybody, at the beginning of the game, I give everybody 4 cards, and it's for the first 4 games. I don't have a road guy. I don't have an intern or anything like that. So I have to do all this myself. I set up my equipment myself. I pass out the cards myself. So I give everybody 4 cards, because if I just give everybody 1 card, then every game I'd have to be passing out cards, and then we'd be there 3 hours. So then I give everybody 4 cards. I go, it's 1 card a game. If you get busted playing with more than 1 card a game, that little tricycle over there, that little children's tricycle, you're going to take a ride on it, and we're going to make fun of you on the internet.
Oh my God, dude. No way.
Yeah. And there's and the second way they ride the tricycle is if they call bingo and it's not bingo.
Oh, tricycle.
Punishment. Get on the freaking tricycle right
and
now.
Ride.
And then we all laugh at you. And then you go on the internet, and then all of your friends laugh at you. And this is not the best selling point for somebody that doesn't have a sense of humor. But fortunately, every people that come to my game, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they have a sense of humor about it. And then if we have 2 winners, if it goes the opposite direction, there's more than 1 winner, there's a wheel, and they spin it to figure out who wins. And most of those things on that wheel is a beer chug.
Chug a beer.
So then it's 2 people chugging a beer. What
is this called?
It's bar bingo.
It's bar bingo.
Yeah, I trademarked it. It's called bar. I'm literally the original. Bar bingo.
Nice.
Everybody else is a ripoff. And F you ripoffs.
Where are you playing bar bingo, owner?
Sundays I'm in Hilliard at a place called Average Joe's, and then Tuesdays I am at Taft's Brewporium on Broad Street. They're developing that area. I think we're playing the long game on that Broad Street area, because that feels like it's going to be this massive new development, but it's a lot of construction right now, and Taft's is ahead of the game.
That's a long street. Is it downtown, or is it east or west?
When you go off on 315 South, they wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't let you exit on Broad Street. We all know that. We all know that wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We still exit on Broad Street.
Right.
Then it's left, maybe 3 lights.
Okay.
It's where everything starts getting really colorful.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be a district. It's seriously.
I think this is Franklinton that we're talking about.
I don't know what
it might be. Maybe it seems like it might be.
This would be a you knowing this area more than me, because we're on Broad Street right now.
Well, we're in Spring.
Yeah, excuse me.
We're in Spring.
We're on Spring.
Broad's a couple.
Yeah, all right, Len, we're on Spring.
No, it's cool. I think it's in Franklinton. Dude, I'm going to come check it out.
It's not far from you.
No, I'm going to come check it out.
Please do. I'm there Tuesdays. The pop culture, well, I don't know when you put these up, but the pop culture topic changes every week. And this upcoming, whenever this airs, my upcoming topic.
5 minutes after we're done.
Oh, sweet.
Believe it or not.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'll show you.
Sweet.
It's pretty cool. It really is. Like, I did my homework with this stuff, man.
Fair enough. The pop culture topic this week, I try to pick topics. I have one game that's video game where you have to actually see the TV because I play clips, and then the card has the clips on the... I'm going diss tracks because that's in the news.
Oh, cool.
With the Drake and the Kendrick thing. But there's so many more diss tracks than you realize. So many more. Did you know that Holla Back Girl was a diss track against Courtney Love?
No.
did you know that Ed Sheeran "Don't" was a diss track against Ellie Goulding?
No.
There are so many of these.
Wow.
Will Smith he just slaps the shit out of people. Now he does, but he was passive aggressive for a long time. He did diss tracks.
He probably still is.
It probably still is. No, but
who knows?
He sought therapy. He's found himself spiritually. Never mind the fact that he's so mad that his wife was screwing around with other guys.
All that bag.
Can't
that's
even.
a horrible existence, man.
This is why I don't do relationships.
Do you want to talk about that?
I'll talk about whatever you want. It's your show, man.
Let's stick with bar bingo. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes. And every girl I meet there, I will not do a relationship with them.
No, but you'll hang out, right?
I'm just messing with you right now. Yes. Yeah. Of course I'll hang out. I'll hang out with anybody. I'm hanging out with you now.
That's
Dude,
right.
I literally I'll hang out with anybody. I don't care. Yeah, I can find some common ground with anybody.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm the same way. I really am. I don't know that I'm as approachable as you are. You seem a little more extroverted. I'm pretty extroverted, but I don't think as much.
I'm only extroverted today because I had in my mindset since I woke up, you're doing a podcast today.
You are doing a podcast right now.
But dude, that's not my default. It really isn't.
I gotcha.
It's not. It's just I just needed to be. Yeah. Oh, I'll crash hard.
Yeah.
And you can. Anybody I know will tell you, oh, Dad, Drew crashes hard. He gets really depressed.
Every day.
It's a battle.
It happens.
It does.
Yeah, man.
It's a battle.
It is. It's a beautiful world. It comes with its challenges, though.
I think that when you are...
people are part of the challenge.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
In
every way.
I think when you have the curse of realizing you're an entertainer, you realize that you're on when you're on. But when you're off, it's a very sad life. It's very... Do you get that?
I can...
I mean, you're pretty normal. You don't have the chaos.
I'm a corporate American guy.
I don't feel like you have the chaos.
I don't have the chaos because I work for a smaller organization. I don't work for a big, giant corporate. Like, I've been there before. But I work for a smaller organization now. I'm kind of a big fish in a small pond. But I enjoy what I do. And any drama is ignored. Like, I don't let...
That's a skill set.
I don't engage. Well, I'm not perfect with it, but that's kind of my mode of operation. Like, I will just absolutely replace somebody that is not on the bus. And it's not in a firing fashion. It's more on a project-by-project basis. Like,
right.
And it's a matter of, if we're legally obligated to do something... Why aren't you on the bus to do so?
Okay.
And if there's not a good reason, then we need to find somebody else who is on the bus or willing to buy a ticket to get on the bus. You know what I mean?
That's a skill set.
It's a skill set.
But you balance that as...
I don't get involved in
the entertainer mindset
aspect of it. You know what I mean? And there's no entertainment there, is I think your point. Like... I can survive with that approach, but I'm not emotionally involved. Whereas entertainment, I think you're definitely emotionally involved, and that has a heavy weight to it.
So,
am I in the right?
You are
ballpark?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I'm feeling what you're saying, and it made me think of a date I had a couple of years ago.
Let's talk about that.
I had a date a few years ago. And it was a nurse. And I'm naturally awake. Why are you already laughing? Okay, yeah. Let's see where this goes.
Well, no, I can't. I'm in a relationship now. I can't talk.
No. This is more funny than anything.
That's why I'm laughing.
It didn't go anywhere.
Because anytime.
So I already spoiled the story.
No.
But this date was, it was a dating app. I met her on a dating app, and we started talking, and it was just felt like chemistry. It felt like good. I'm like going, oh crap. And I couldn't sleep one night, and she was a night nurse. And so then it just matched up well. I'm going, I can't sleep. And then she's just like, well, I'm bored right now. I only have like 2 patients. And then it just turned into like just this massive flirting thing. And I go, when you get off work, do you ever get drinks? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, we totally get drinks all the time when we get off work, even though it's 6 a.m. I go, I know a breakfast place in Grandview. I forget the name of it. It starts with a D. I don't remember. It's like a little shack. It's like on
Delaney's.
It's something like it's something like that. So I go, I'll meet you there. I can't sleep. I'll meet you there at like 6 a.m. She's like, deal.
Oh, cool.
And I met her there, and we just talked, and we did a couple shots and had breakfast. And then at the end of the date, she goes, you're really nice. I like you, but it just feels like you always have to be on. She's like, that entertainer part of you, it just feels like you always have to be on. And I swear to God, dude, I said to her, I go, what would you like? Do you want the opposite?
Yeah, dude.
Do you want me to be boring?
Don't be yourself.
Do you want me to like sit and ask, how's your kids? How's your mom? Hey, where are you from? Like what? These feel like boring things on a date. I would rather be on and be rejected than be a boring guy. And then she's just like, oh yeah, this guy's.
I'm of the school, dude. You got to be yourself at all cost. Period.
But myself
Love
is
me
on
or hate me. That's my point. If that's who you are, that's who you are. Who cares? Yeah. If they don't like it, then that's okay. It's okay. There's
oh no, she's my wife in 6 months. No, we're engaged. I didn't finish the rest of the story.
Well, I thought there was more to the story.
Oh yeah, no, she's waiting for me right now in the car.
Say that, but you ended up in the family van, 10 minutes later, and yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened with that girl.
Well, that was a one and done scenario, but it was fun.
No, it wasn't even done.
You put yourself.
It was just an expensive breakfast with a nurse.
Paid for two. You paid for that too.
I always pay. I'm not a sucker, but I feel like if a girl's even going to meet me, I pay.
I always pay, dude.
I always pay.
I always pay. Even today. Well, I shouldn't say that. Beth's a very generous partner. She really is. But if I ask
does
her,
everybody that listens to
let's
this
go out to dinner, I'm paying.
Does everyone that listens to this know that there's a I feel like everyone, because Tiffany told me this beforehand. She goes, you got to hang out with Len and Beth for a little bit, and they got to figure out if there's any sort of vibe or chemistry, and it's like a chemistry test.
You know what it is? If I'm asking someone to come here and do this, right? It's usually going to be like a win-win situation. Like you're going to get something out of this. You're going to hopefully you get a bunch of gigs for your businesses, right?
I have Wednesday and Thursday open.
That's my point. That's my point. And it's a good cross pollinated. We got local musicians, we got venues, we have bar owners that listen to this.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Stop being cheap.
They're not.
I'm kidding.
They have business.
Stop booking bad bingo because you're cheap. No, they know who they are.
They do. But yours is bar bingo.
Mine has a tricycle and a title belt. I really feel like I do not have to justify this further.
No, you don't have to. Not at all. Not at all. Oh geez, I don't remember what I was saying.
You were saying intertwined in
the pregame. I'm gonna offer somebody a cocktail or a Pepsi or a glass of water. Some people just want to do the episode and get the hell out of here. Some people hang out, and I tend to hit it off with just about everyone. And I want
have that person.
I want someone who's going to do an episode to feel comfortable. And if I don't, I never met you before, Drew, but I wanted you to be comfortable with doing this and comfortable enough that you're going to want to have a conversation on a podcast episode.
I think we're friends now.
We are. We actually have phone numbers, and I'm
we do.
Gonna come to your gigs, and I'm going to play bingo.
Oh my God, you're going to come to my gigs,
dude? I'm way too big for your tricycle, but
you're not too big. You're not too big.
But I'll fake it.
You can fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could just walk. You don't have to actually put your feet on the pedals. Trust me, there's been guys bigger than you that have done the tricycle of shame. It's called the tricycle of shame, by the way.
I get it.
And people will chant shame sometimes.
Wow.
I try to get that going every time, but it doesn't work.
Not always successful.
Because sometimes they're just not. They're just there. We're just here having a beer. Just leave us alone.
That's all right.
And we all have that right.
Aside from the bar bingo, do you have any other businesses that you're working into your days?
Not anything worth mentioning.
Okay.
I mean, I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
Trying
It's
to
an opportunity
help
to put it out there.
I mean, I'm doing a side hustle with I turn old VHS tapes into digital AI reframed 720p. 720p is about the best I can do, because you can only do.
You're talking about resolution. Quality.
Resolution, yes.
Yeah. Most TVs are 1028.
Most TVs now are 1080p or 4K. 720 was the initial high definition, like roughly 2005 to 2000. No, even earlier. 720p was probably 2001, 2002 high definition. Like, this was when it was a luxury item for people that, bought it at Circuit City for $5,000.
Right. Oh yeah.
And now you can get a 4K for $500, if that. And I'm talking like a 4K 80-inch for like $500.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. It's just not a technology that anybody really cares about anymore when you can watch everything on your phone, and it's more convenience than technology. It's freaking amazing. For all the things in our society that have faults, technology is so cheap now.
It really is.
You can have the best technology.
Run a podcast from a phone.
You can do so much with so little. For $1,000, you could probably shoot a film now.
Yep.
Like a major film.
Yep.
And with basic knowledge of like After Effects on Adobe or whatever, you can. It's these things. It's like people that recover from cancer. The news never wants to tell you that. They want to tell you the sad stories. There's a lot to be happy about now.
There is. There absolutely is. What was making you happy?
Moments, just small moments.
Yeah.
Live
in the moment. Small
little things. Last week, this is dumb. Last week I'm walking. I call it my old man walk every morning. I live on a college campus. Well, it's pretty obvious what campus it is. We live in Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
I'm taking a walk, and there was this just absolutely gorgeous girl walking her dog, and we come up to the light where we're going to cross, and we're both there at the same time. And the dogs, I don't know what it is. I love dogs, and I think dogs know that I love dogs. And the dog started like kind of coming up to my leg and licking me. And then I against whatever she might have thought, I just went down and just started scratching the dog, giving it little scratchies. I go, hi, hey, what's her name? And then the girl goes, her name's Sophia. And I go, I was talking to the dog. And she looked at me, and she had this little blush on her face.
Yeah.
Because I was acknowledging that she was literally one of the most hottest women ever.
Oh.
And then I said, "Have a nice day," and then he just walked off. That's how it always ends.
It's a happy moment.
I'm too old for these girls. They may have a little bit of a kink about it, but it's just ultimately, it's just, I'm too old. I'm too old for these girls. Like,
It's good for you to acknowledge that.
Oh,
Drew.
God,
Seriously,
it's awful.
man.
I don't even want to acknowledge it. I'm not going to be a freaking creep about it, but God damn it. It's so difficult to live life looking at that and going, in my head, I'm 22. In my head, I'm 22.
Yeah,
I'm still kind of a good looking guy.
Yeah, man.
And they are so disappointed by every guy their age.
No doubt.
Okay.
You know that.
Yeah, I totally. They tell me. They're like, yeah, guys are terrible. They don't do this. They don't do that. They don't do. Okay, all right, go on.
You do have happy moments, is your point, and
Yeah, they're brief.
make the best out of every moment.
They're brief when I can have a little fun and screw with somebody or mess with somebody. Or I do wonder what that dog's doing these days.
Little Sophia.
No, Sophia was. Oh yeah, that was the dog's name. But Sophia,
Dude, I am paying attention.
Sophia, I get it. No, I wasn't paying attention. I was stuck on the girl. Sophia. And then I go into the part of my head that goes, so what part of her named that dog Sophia? And is that dog literally her only thing in life? And is she so sad that every guy's disappointed her that Sophia is literally, oh, my little smoochy. I watch TikTok. You see the pain. You see the pain women are in. The pain they are in.
I also see the videos that they're making, young women are making, and it's horrifying.
Yes.
It's soft porn. Sometimes it's even hard porn.
It's for attention because they're in pain.
Yeah, I know.
They're in pain.
And they're living by the number of likes that they get in their reel.
Yeah.
Or their story or whatever.
And at any point, the algorithm could go, yeah, we don't like that shirt. We don't like how your boobs look in that shirt. And then that's pain.
Yeah, and then they have to go, I got to make another reel.
I got to process pain.
Yeah.
It's a disturbing thing.
That's where technology, I think, is failing society, is all this attention feeding behavior. Just my opinion.
Well, I look at somebody like The Rock, and The Rock, every single thing he does. I mean, The Rock could post, I'm eating a banana, and 47 million people will like it.
Yeah.
And I just go, first of all, everybody's comparing themselves to that social media success, then comparing themselves to how do I be like The Rock? Then there's levels of comparison that ultimately are just depression. You can't compare yourself to things like that. It's just it's painful. I've done, and I know that because I do it. It's so freaking painful to compare to success, and it's just a fact of life with social media. Like it's just no matter how hot that girl looks in that TikTok, she's thinking about another girl that looks hotter than her in her head. And it's so annoying to watch because you could see it. You could see it in their eyes. You could see it, like, oh, jeez, man. Like you are in pain.
Yep. They are.
This got deep really quick.
Yeah, it is, but it's important to talk about, and I think that it afflicts women a millionfold harder than
way
men.
more. I mean, I did a TikTok the other day, and I did a Trump, and I thought it was hilarious, and I thought this is the one. I mean, I went viral twice on TikTok, and they were videos that I would have never thought would go viral, but the ones that I think will go viral never do. And I did this Trump one about the Gettysburg and the Hannibal Lecter and everything. And I thought it was, in my head, I'm going, this is the one. This is hilarious. 28 likes.
Really?
342 views.
Was that recent?
That was like 3 days ago.
I mean, honestly, Drew, I think that America is just not ready for this political.
I think they're exhausted by it.
The terrain. is, oh God, I don't even have the words, man.
Exhausted. They're exhausted.
It's exhausting.
They're exhausted. I'm exhausted.
It's horrifying.
I'm sick of thinking about.
So when you pop something out there that hits one of the, I mean, it's a tough one to think that, you know, it's actually gonna, because I think people are just going right past it, you know, especially if they see that, you know, one of their faces right out of the gate. Now, what I will say is, if you've seen some of these videos where they AI a conversation between Trump, Obama, and Biden, and that like three buddies on their cell phones, those videos I will watch because they're so hilarious. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've not seen them personally, but I know that it's out there, like AI,
because it's got an obvious humor attached to it, and it's not offensive. It's just banter between three dudes.
Do you believe within 5 years we will never believe anything that we see on the internet?
Yes, I do. I am absolutely convinced, because I see the subtle adjustments that are being made through Apple iPhone technology as it relates to imagery, and how you can peel a certain look of a photo that you've taken and place it in a different environment.
Yeah.
It looks almost like it actually was taken in that different environment, but it's actually just all fabricated.
Yeah, I don't think we'll believe anything on the internet within 5 years.
I agree with you.
It's disturbing.
It
because
is. But you know,
this technology, we're both older guys.
Yeah.
This technology has, in our lifetime, been something that was. It's a fad. It's a joke. Dial-up internet, then high-speed internet, then shows are just only on the internet, and then now it's going to be the internet is going to be a mall. The internet is going to be a dying mall.
Let me run this by you, okay?
Oh, please.
So, have you seen the Inoculus? I think it's called Inoculus. It's like a vision device that you put on your face, and I think it might be made by Apple. I'm not 100% sure.
Is it like a virtual reality thing?
A VR thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So you put this big visual facade on your face.
Yeah.
And then you can pull up, it looks like you're pulling it up, but you know, your hand's out in front of your eyes, and but you're actually typing in like a keyboard, or you can pull up applications. And then let's say you want to have a conversation with Abraham Lincoln. And you're sitting in your own living room, in your own environment, but then you can bring Abraham Lincoln into your living room and have a conversation, have morning coffee, and talk about something. And your experience is going to feel real. It's going to feel like you're actually doing that activity, when in reality, you're alone in your living room talking to yourself. But you're hearing Abraham Lincoln's voice, and you're seeing him, and you're drinking coffee, because that's what you told this app to do.
Have you seen the recent update to Chat GPT?
I have not, because I am purposely removing myself from that arena.
Well, you're more close by your analysis of what you just said than you are not. The recent update of Chat GPT is, dude, it's horny.
It's what?
It's horny.
Horny?
It's horny. It is a woman, and she just goes, "Oh, little old me." Like, oh, it is it is a lot. It's a lot.
I don't doubt it.
It's to play to guys.
Before I forget,
it is a bar server that is pretty and knows it.
Oh my gosh. Well, so here's my other thought that I want to try to wrap my head around, in that I believe that Earth, well, it's a fact that Earth is a planet that's spinning around this very normal star on the outskirts of the Milky Way galaxy, of which there are countless billions of other galaxies in the known universe. Okay?
Yes.
There's theories that there might be other. But what are the chances of a species on this particular planet that not only has a real micro world of germs and atoms and all the things that make up the actual physical things that we are, right? But we're starting in our lifetimes to create a artificial world from which our species is going to coexist, that is created by ourselves inside the reality of the human species and all the animal kingdom and plant kingdom that comes with Earth. We're going to create this other fake thing. Call it the Matrix, call it whatever you want, but like we're on the cusp of this artificial created world that blends reality with fabricated, out of control world.
Well, first of all, I can understand how you don't sleep at night with that mind. Second, plausible.
Dude, it's
plausible.
So I don't want anything to do with that shit. Like I'm at an age bracket where if I can eke out another 20 years with Beth and have a happy life and travel and do things we enjoy and play music and hang out with friends without AI, that's how I'm going to die.
Ironically, I had breakfast with my father today, and most of that conversation was my dad going, I'm not going to be around for a lot of this, which was painful for me because my dad's in perfect health, and I check on that often. He's 80. He's on the verge of 80, and he's right.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be around, and for the most part, you and I are not going to be really around for a lot of the really big, terrible stuff.
That's my point.
I mean, we are in the real lower end of climate change consequences. I feel bad for my niece. I feel bad for people that are younger than me.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that girl with her dog that was on the block, that the dog was named Sophia and she was gorgeous. She's going to have terrible relationships. And then also climate change.
And AI.
And AI. AI will never please her either.
No, dude, it's not please anybody. At the end of the day, it's horrifying. It's a horrifying thing.
At what point do we go too long here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what else do you want to cover?
Drew? Dude, honestly, man, this has been fantastic. I've had a great time with you.
Yeah, well, with you too. And I think that, we've given each other some shit to think about. But
it's not just been the local music scene.
No,
we got into AI. We got into Len. You flow a conversation very well. You're very, very, very good at this.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I have a good time with it. And the main theme is one thing, and I have a vested interest in it from the fact that I love the Columbus local music scene. I just love it. And
I saw a shirt. I saw a shirt at there's a store at Polaris Mall, and it's not one of the main anchor stores, but yet it is an anchor store. It's like it starts with a V. You know it when you see it.
Vaughn.
It's Vaughn. It's not Vaughn. My first thought is Von Dutch, but that's a douchebag hat from the 2000s. It's something. But they had a shirt that said "Support local music," and it was like a $60 shirt, and it was one of the best shirts. Like shirts like when they have that little lightweight feel to them, not like the heavy collar or anything, and they're just really light, and they kind of like make you look like you have more muscles than you have.
Yeah, I mean, I call those vacation shirts.
Vacation
when you're
shirts.
Going to the sun and the beach.
I thought you would call those tank tops.
No, I don't wear tank tops.
Okay, well, fair enough. But this shirt, I took it to the dressing room, but it was $60. It was a $60 shirt, And all it said on it was support local music.
Oh, that's cool. But I could make that shirt for you for about $17.
Deal.
I'll show you how to do it. You can make any shirt
I'll give you
want.
30.
You don't need to give me anything.
I'll give you 30 if it's the shirt that fits like that.
Oh, it'll fit. It'll
Sure.
fit however you... Yeah, there's all
Because
kinds
I haven't been working out lately, so I really like when a shirt makes me look like I have more muscles than I have. I used to be a big guy, dude. But I got lazy. It's just other things in life that has to go on.
I wouldn't call it lazy, man. I would say life priorities kind of superseded the ability to regularly do those things. And it happens to many of us.
Oh, no, it's lazy.
Come on. I tried.
I get what you were trying to do there.
That's
but
rationalization.
Really, it's lazy. I get lazy a lot.
Drew Hanson.
Len.
It's been a trip. It's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun with you too, man.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
And it's good to get to know you. And we're going to put links to your business.
Yeah.
In the podcast, it's going to go to all the platforms. It'll be out there, and we'll be pimping it, on social medias. And hopefully you'll get some enjoyment and some business out of it.
Dude, you are a gift to this whole world.
I
don't know what part in your heart made you go, let's start a podcast and put people over and give them an outlet and whatever. But honestly, man, you're doing a good deed here.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're doing a good deed.
That's cool. There's no money in it for me.
There isn't. It doesn't pay shit.
It really is a labor of love, and it truly is a genuine project. I know there's others that have a similar theme. They just don't do it the way that I've been doing it. It's a unique way. It's my way of kind of a quality experience for someone being featured, and there's a purpose that they're on because they're interesting, they're cool. People see them on stage. I mean, it's something I used to do but even before I was an actual musician in the Columbus music scene. I'd go out and see these bands, and I'd be like talking to the singer, the drummer, the bass player, the guitar player, talking about their gear, talking about why they're doing what they're doing. How'd you get into this thing? Because I'm trying to figure it out myself. I'm talking about 30 years ago, but it's like that's where it kind of came from. And then the podcast thing is just more of just a personal interest in it. It's fun. It keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me at home. I'm able to socialize and also stick with people that I have a real true friendship over the years, and or somebody that's involved in the music scene that is been around for a while, or it's coming up, or is popular right now, and want to get a little more juju into their advertisement.
As an entertainer, you have the gift of listening over talking, which is a very big rarity among entertainers. Everyone wants to be heard, but they don't want to listen. This is why this is good.
Oh, thank you, Drew. I appreciate that. And coming from a pro, I mean, that's a little intimidating. You've been on the air. You've been in media.
No. This is from all my mistakes. This is from all my mistakes of the opposite. You have the ability to listen. You listen powerfully, and you respond. You're very good at this.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I do have a day job, though.
Do we go to a room now? Do we end this, go into a room now and make it out or something?
There's no making out.
Okay. Beth, sorry. We tried.
Len won't let me do it. No. No, but, Drew Hanson, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And this is a special guest episode of Columbus Local Podcast. We thank you all for listening. Give Drew's projects a try. We'll hit some of these places. We'll outline them all in the episode description. So take advantage of that and say hi to Drew when you do. Thank you all for listening. And
thanks, guys.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.